And I'm getting this from several recordings that I saw him play it live. And we're just doing some open string chords, so I'm going to show you what the chords are. There's not many of them. And also show you the strumming pattern. You know, because when you look at chord charts or whatever with the words, sometimes it's confusing. Sometimes it's easier to see somebody do it. So that's what I'm trying to give you here. And let's just learn some of the chords first, and then we'll learn how to put them together and what strumming pattern to use. We're going to start with a G chord. If you don't know what a G chord is, let's learn that. There's several ways to do one, but this is the way he does it. And we're going to take our middle finger, put it on the low E string on the 3rd fret. So let's do that. 3rd fret on the low E with the middle finger. And then I'm going to take my pointer finger, put it on the A string, which is the next string down from the ceiling, on the 2nd fret. Okay? Press them down and I should have... Alright, then I'm going to take my ring finger and I'm going to put it up here on the high E, the string closest to the floor on the end, the skinniest string, in the 3rd fret. Now to do that I'm going to kind of drop my wrist a little bit because I want the tips of my fingers to be on the strings because I don't want to mute any strings by accident. And mute just means accidentally touch the strings to where you get that sound. You want to not be muting any strings. So I'm going to bring my fingers around and then I test the chord. Okay? That's a G chord. So whenever I say G chord, that's the one I'm talking about, okay? So you might want to write that down. So you have that. Now the next chord we're going to be doing is a C chord. And this is the way we finger a C chord, if you don't know. We're going to take our ring finger, we're going to put it on the A string on the 3rd fret. The A string is the 2nd string down from the ceiling, so 3rd fret there. We're going to take our middle finger, put it on the D string, on the 2nd fret. The D string, of course, is the next string down towards the ground there. 2nd fret. Then I'm going to skip the G. The G is the next string down towards the ground. I'm going to skip it. But on the next string, the B string, I'm going to put a 1st fret with my pointer finger. And I strum that. Okay? Now, some people like the low E string in their C chord. And then some people don't. If you don't like it, you can wrap your thumb around and mute it. If that's too hard and you don't care, just leave it out. Well, it doesn't matter, so I just wanted to give you that information. So that's a C chord. That's the next chord we'll be using. Alright, and there's only 2 more. We're going to use a D chord. Alright, let me show you the D chord. To do a D chord, you need to put your middle finger on the high E. High E, of course, is the string closest to the ground. 2nd fret. Now, what I'm going to do next is skip the B string. So skip it. Skip over it. We're going to take our 1st finger, our pointer finger, and put it on the next string towards the ceiling, the G string. Here. Okay, that's the G string on the 2nd fret. Now, the string that I skipped, the B string, the one that we skipped, well, we're going to put our ring finger on it on the 3rd fret. Right there on the B string. Okay? Now, if you get that, then fingertips, curve around, drop your wrist a little so you don't mute strings by accident. Now, on the D chord, we do not want the low E. So you can either not strum it, which is, I think, is more difficult, or you can wrap your thumb around and lightly touch the low E so it doesn't make any sound. So you just have that. So that's the D chord. Okay? So now we've learned the G, the C, and the D. One more chord to do. I'll show you that one, then we can get to playing the song, okay? A minor. To do an A minor chord, we need to start with the D string here. The D string is the 3rd string down from the ceiling. I'm going to put my middle finger on it, there, the 3rd fret. And then the next string down towards the ground, the G string, I'm going to put my ring finger on that in the 2nd fret as well. And then I'm going to take my pointer finger and put it on the next string down towards the ground, which is the B string, 1st fret. Okay? And then the high E string is going to be open, so I'm not going to touch it, and I'm not going to touch any of the other strings either. And again, some people like the low E in their A minor chord, some don't, so you can wrap your thumb around if you want to do that. It's fine if you don't. That's the A minor chord, okay? So we've learned 4 chords. Now let's start the song. Let me kind of hum a little bit of it. I don't remember the words, but I know the melody. So, Alright, I'm going to show you the chords, and I'm also going to show you the strumming pattern to use with it. Now, if you could sit through that singing there, I didn't know the words, but I hummed the melody for you. We're going to start with a G chord. And this is what I want you to do. You can use a pick, or you can just use your bare hand. Now, if you're going to use your bare hand, when you strum down, use the backs of your fingernails, of your 4 fingers, not your thumb, just the backs of your fingernails when you do a downstroke. When you do an upstroke, we're going to use the back of your thumbnail, like that. Or you can just use your thumb for it all. So I'm just using the side of my thumb to do the up and down stroke. So that's up to you. So you have 3 options. You can use the pick, you can use the full strumming with your bare hand, or you can use the thumb of your right hand. They all give you different sounds and they all come in handy. Most people find that using the thumb way is easier at first, and you can add whatever. But we're going to do this strumming pattern. We're going to go down, 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 up, down, up. Now I'm just using my thumb for this, but down, 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 up, down, up. So down, 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 up, down, up. We're going to use that strumming pattern for all of it, okay? Now, here's the chord pattern. We're going to go G. We're going to do C. You might want to write this down. We're going to go back to G. We're going to do G again. We're going to do G again. We're going to do C once. Back to G. Do G again. And then we're going to do G again. Then C. Back to G. G again. G again. A minor one time. Then D. Then D again. Now that pattern is used a lot for the verse part, okay? So let's start over again, and I'm going to yell them out. You might want to write it down. Da, C, da, G, G, C, G, G again, C, G, 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 A minor, D. And that does over and over and over again. Now when you get to the part that goes, the answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind, that part is different. I'm going to show you that, and that's the song, man. So when we go to the answer, my friend part, we're going to do C, D, G, C, C again, D, G, G again. So that whole part is, the answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Now one more note on the strumming. So those are all the chords. Go back and listen to what I just did with all that and write them down if you can't remember. Alright, when I'm strumming the first down using the lower strings. Just the lower ones. And then the next strum down is the higher ones. Okay, so low ones, higher ones. Fat strings, skinny strings, and then I'm just down, up on all of them. That kind of gives you a down, up, down, up, down, up. Instead of a, you get a more, so try that. Running out of time here. Hope you guys enjoy it.